predicated the question by asking that assuming an instruction does not fall into either policy or direction, but it strays into your operational area, and that instruction is an unlawful one, would you obey it? Would you implement it? I think that's the essence of what the chair was asking.
All right.
But if I can then ask you to deal with the next topic, which is the Office of the National Commissioner, your office. And commencing from paragraph 43, you deal with your key areas of responsibility or your responsibilities. So if I can just ask you to please take the commission through that section.
Thanks, Commissioner. My responsibilities include the following as a National Commissioner: management and control, the management and control of the police service, adhering to national policing policy and directives from the Minister of Police. In terms of the constitutional mandate, ensure the police fulfill their constitutional mandate, which includes preventing, combating, and investigating crime and maintaining public order, protecting the people and their property, and uphold and enforce the law. So my understanding also there is that the minister, in giving directions, those directions must complement or assist in attainment of this section 2053 of the Constitution. Strategic leadership, responsible for maintaining an impartial, accountable, transparent, and effective police service. In terms of personnel management, I'm responsible for recruitment, appointment, promotion, transfer, and discipline of employees of the service, including the appointment of provincial commissioners. On operational support, I ensure the provision of vital services such as crime intelligence, criminal records, crime stats, forensic lab. And in terms of internal security, responsible for maintaining the internal security of the nation. On international cooperation, international police liaison, we facilitate cooperation with foreign police and also appointing liaison officers. I do reports in terms of reporting to the Minister of Police and the President. I account to Parliament and various other legislative oversight bodies, including Chapter 9 institutions.
Then you proceed in paragraph 44 and following to deal with your interactions with the minister and how they translate when implemented. If I can just ask you to commence from 44.
In sum, I, as the National Commissioner, must implement policy and strategic direction determined by the Minister, but I am responsible for the operational and managerial control of the police service. This is due to the fact that the constitutional scheme in express terms removes the operational and managerial control of the police service from the hands of the political actors.
Before you go on, Section 207(2) of the Constitution does not use strategic before directions, and you are introducing strategic before directions in 44 for the first time. Is this as a result of an interpretative exercise? If not, just explain that. I'm not saying that there's anything wrong with it, but I just want to get an idea where the strategic comes from.
The strategic direction, the national policing policy come from the minister, and the direction, my interpretation here was the direction include the strategic direction.
Thank you, General.
Thank you, Chair. And then in paragraph 45, you had just dealt with the fact that, according to your understanding, the constitutional scheme in express terms removes the operational and managerial control of the police service from the political actors, from the hands of the political actors.
That is correct, Commissioner.
And then you proceed from paragraph 46 and following, if I can ask you to deal with those.
As the National Commissioner, that's accountable to Parliament, but also insulated from undue political influence. The constitutional scheme is axiomatically deeply rooted in and foster the doctrine of separation of powers. I say more herein later below. I have the autonomy to exercise of my discretion in relation to the control and management of the police service, of course within the prescripts of the governing legislation. I understand my function to be independent from political interference other than receiving directions from the Minister of Police. I deem it important.
Then if I can just stop you there, after dealing with those preceding paragraphs that outlines the scheme and the interaction between yourself and the minister, you then deal with or provide the senior command structure within SAPS. And you say part of that is going to be relevant to the issues that the commission is looking into. So if I can just ask you then from paragraph 51 to deal with the personnel that reports to you as outlined commencing from 51.1.
If we go to the command structure of the police, on the other side you have the national. In our I directly reporting to me, I've got a dotted line reporting to me. He reports to the Minister of Police, and with me I provide certain support that is your budget. That's one of the recommendations I'm sure I'll be doing at this commission, that you cannot have half a bread. We either have a loaf of bread or have no bread.
And perhaps if I can just deal with that point that you are making, and you don't necessarily need to go there. Towards the conclusion of your statement, you say that there are certain recommendations which you wish to make for the Commission's consideration, and you say you will file a supplementary statement at a later stage where you deal with those. And I assume this issue that you are talking about now, when you say part of the recommendations in the form of submissions that you intend to make, being the DPCI's reporting partly to yourself and to the minister, is one of the issues that you're going to address in that supplementary statement that you're going to file.
That is correct, Commissioner.
Earlier on, in your statement, you said in paragraph 48, you will say more about the issue that you were dealing with vis-a-vis your role with the minister. And you said you'll say more below. You continue from paragraph 52 with that topic. In essence, you say in 52, the point that you've already made, that the arrangement, as you understand it, flowing from section 2072, is that the minister is responsible for providing strategic direction, and you, as the National Commissioner, are then tasked with the implementation thereof. And in 53, you refer to day-to-day operational and managerial performance and execution of the police service, which rests, according to you, squarely in the hands of the National Commissioner. And you cited an example that you referred the chair to earlier, that a minister may direct that the combating of cash in transit robberies should be a priority. and that development of plans, the issuing of instructions, allocation of resources, and implementation thereof remains the responsibility of the National Commissioner. Am I correct? That's what you were conveying earlier in the discussion with the chair and in response to those questions.
That is correct, Commissioner.
And I think the one point that you sought to make with regard to the implementation of a direction from the minister, let's use that example of a cash in transit, which is the one you used earlier. Can the minister prescribe to you as to when you should deploy the resources to achieve the policy direction that he has provided? Can he tell you when you must deploy the